Next video. Alright, so we got here Beyond Defeat, the psychology of embracing failure. It's never anything more dying than having to, or more annoying than having to die over and over again. More dying. I can't fucking talk. Backlog Baldy, check him out. 9K subs. I don't know what kind of content he makes, but this is a video that just happened to show up on my recommended.
Have you ever been in the middle of a game so punishing that time just seems to stop? It's an intense, almost existential pause, and you feel like the only thing you can do next is walk away.
This is how it would
This
be.
isn't just physical exhaustion we're talking.
This never happened to me in Elden Ring though. Insane. I've never run away from challenge. I might take a break and like eat, but I leave the game open. I don't close it because I'm like, oh no, the boss killed me tonight. No, I go to something else. But this does happen to me in the fucking arc. And I'm trying to tame something, and then the tame dies, and then I die, and I lose my stuff, and I can't go get it back. And I exit the game.
Talking about, but emotional and mental burnout. You are officially done.
Yep,
Maybe
that'll do
it's
it.
your 40th death against Genichiro in Sekiro. Or worse, one of those mini-bosses that leaves you questioning your own skills. Your blood pounds in your ears, the injustice of what you should be able to do suddenly not working.
Bro, and then the way you be tensing up and you be moving in real life like you're trying to dodge, bro. Oh, yo, like the thing is to like you really should be relaxed, like so you can properly react and flow. But you're just like tensing up and it's low key messing you up. That's why you gotta take breaks. Like if you feel yourself tensing up and you just spend a long time on a bus, I guarantee you come back to in like half an hour, go eat, go do something, you're gonna be way better off it. Like you'll fully understand the patterns, you'll be more calm. Like that's just a little bit of advice, but
The cheap overinflation of the difficulty being the only possible explanation for why this mini-boss is so much harder than all of the ones that came before them. In that moment, the game doesn't just seem difficult, it feels unfair.
yep, yep,
You
yep.
tell yourself, this is impossible, this isn't worth it, I need to stop now, before I have to find £60 to replace a soon-to-be smashed.
Yeah. The problem is it's never like when you low key think to yourself, it's never actually impossible, but it is unfair. Like are we serious? There's some bosses where it's genuinely unfair, but that's beyond the
controller.
point.
You tell yourself that you're done for the night, that you'll try again tomorrow. And yet, there's this small voice, somewhere in the back of your mind, that
Hmm?
whispers to you, maybe just one more try before bed.
No.
And then, something miraculous happens. You win.
I don't think this has ever once happened to me. I've never been like one more try and then I fucking won. I always keep going, and then I get off, I take a break, and then I come back and I win. It's never one more and then I win. Nah, it's never happened to me.
Your frustration evaporates. Your heart rate returns to normal. Your mind
No,
clears.
nah. Well, yeah, but I guarantee you immediately after you finally win, you're talking mad shit. Like you're still so fucking mad that you can't even really be happy. Like you spent so long fighting the boss that when you finally beat them, all you can do is talk shit. Like you're happy that you beat it, but in your like you can't allow yourself to be happy. You just gotta be mad that it took that long.
And it's in this moment that you realize every failure, every defeat wasn't a punishment, they were a lesson.
Yeah, until it's you making the same dumb mistakes over and
So
over
often
again.
in video games, we are living out the ultimate power fantasy. We step into the shoes of the strongest hero, facing impossible odds and emerging victorious against overwhelming numbers. In these moments, games make us feel like we're unstoppable. But then there are those other games.
Oh my
Games that
goodness, bro. Don't get me started on fucking Mesmer, bro. Don't get me started on Mesmer, bro. I'm already yapping too much, so I'm gonna let it play. But yo, Mesmer is actually the vein to my existence. Mesmer is something else. Like, mind you, I love that boss. I love fighting him with all my heart. I love Mesmer so much, but
deliberately strip
he
away
always
this
takes me the
sense of power
longest,
and leave us feeling small.
bro. Even Bale, at this point, even Bale feels easier than Mesmer. Like Bale is incredibly learnable, and he can like kill you off of messing up once, but it's not as consistent as how consistently Mesmer kills you. It's genuinely something else. Mesmer doesn't even have that much HP either.
Weak, and sometimes completely outmatched. For the longest time, these types of games confused me. I understood that victory was possible, but I did not understand why anyone would want to put themselves through an experience with a learning curve so steep that it was basically vertical. Where introductory bosses hit you so hard that if they hit you again before you have the chance to heal, you are pretty much done for. To me, these types of games just felt unfair, and it always begged the question, why? Why would anyone want to do this to themselves? Now, for anybody who has persevered with a challenging game,
I understand why people want to do that to themselves. I don't understand why people do those level one solo run speed runs where you die, you get hit once, you fucking die immediately. But hey,
you know what's coming.
I,
teach
I
their own.
understood that reference.
Despite those unfair feelings, there's a strange, almost addictive draw to these kinds of challenges. Despite the repeated game over screens, you keep trying, and each death teaches you a little more about what's happening. Eventually, as you see the patterns emerge, a calm washes over you. You notice that whenever Genichiro drops down on you like this, he follows up with a perilous attack. You notice that whenever the False Knight takes an extra moment to charge his swing, it's gonna release a shockwave. You realize that Badeline will always move in the exact same way
Yeah, yeah. You realize all that, and then you get greedy and you mess up and get hit
that
anyways.
you have only moments before. Now, does this equal immediate victory? Not always, no.
Sure. I hate to keep coming back to Elden Ring, but I have more hours in Elden Ring than I have in Ark, like somewhere in the ballpark of 300 hours. And I guarantee you, I have not fully learned a single boss. It's actually insane. I mean, maybe I'm just not putting the time to commit to it. But like, I play the game and have fun and go into New Game Plus, but I've never fully learned. Like, I know their moveset, but I've never fully learned them. Like, I know they're supposed to do this after, and yet I just attack anyways. But it's okay because I outdamage them and I win.
But
That's what we
as a
call
rule,
greed.
you will start to make progress, because when you can see what's coming, it helps you see past your own frustration and instead see what you're supposed to do. And it wouldn't be possible without all of that failure that brought you to this moment.
Don't ever ask me to parry an Elden Ring.
Challenging games unashamedly throw you into that failure so that you can fall, pick yourself up, and learn. Much like in real life, victories are rarely achieved on the first attempt, and even then, we are rarely handed them without putting in the work. Instead, we are given the opportunities to learn from our failures and earn those victories.
Yep.
Failure might be a setback, but it can also be the foundation of progress. And so this is what we are going to be talking about today. This is not a video about getting good, and this is not a video about difficulty. It is a deeper look at the different ways that we can interpret failure, how challenging video games can push you to learn hard lessons, and what some of these lessons can mean for you. This is the psychology of failure, and how video games taught me to embrace it.
Mm.
Believe me when I say there is a vast amount of psychology that surrounds failure. Carol Dweck's research introduces the concept of the fixed mindset, the belief that some people are just born with certain talents or abilities. And
No.
if you view the world this way, then failure becomes proof that you simply aren't good enough. The fixed mindset can make any defeat feel like a permanent mark against your ability. Now, to a certain extent, I do think there is something to this argument, as everybody does seem to be born with some kind of natural talent. But I'm also relatively certain that not one single person has ever managed to ride a bike without falling over on their first attempt. In reality, any skill you have in your arsenal is something you had to start from the beginning with and work at over time.
Yeah, that's true. Some people have, genetic abilities. You might be tall enough to play basketball. You might be super tall, like a Shaq, like a Wilt Chamberlain. But even for them, they still have to put in some level of work. I know it's way easier for them though.
Even though we are all taught to fear failure from an early age, we are also taught to keep trying. Remember when you couldn't understand fractions and your teacher would say that it was okay and help you try again? Or indeed when you fell off that first bike, but your parents were right there to pick you up and help you try again? Over time, abilities can grow if you nurture them. That failure is simply a part of the nurturing process. When your mindset changes and you no longer see failure as the end of the road, it can be a powerful thing. And that's what makes these challenging games different. They don't flatter your ego. They break you down until you stop trying to be something and start learning how to just start
Mm.
trying. Which coincidentally is why you so often succeed when you have one more try before going to bed. You have let go of any expectations of yourself. There is no fixed mindset. It's just you and what you have learned up to that point. And if you have learned enough, then you can win. The struggle isn't something in your way, it is the way. And when you succeed at something after putting in that struggle time first, this is something that psychologists call productive failure.
Hmm.
And it's why these hard earned victories feel so darn sweet.
Yep. I'm not going to lie. I do not really feel like watching the full video. I don't know. I'm being weird today. I didn't really watch the full thing of the last video either, but I'm not sure I'm gonna finish this full video. But like I said, the guy's name is Baldy. The video is Beyond Defeat: The Psychology of Embracing Failure. Y'all can go check it out. But just understand, you go fail in games, you go die, you go lose, right? That's okay. Just keep trying. You got it.